Hello YouTube viewers. This is a recording between myself and a Tormach engineer recorded on October 15th, 2021. In this recording you will find out that the Right to Repair video Tormach produced on October 12th, titled "Tormach has always embraced the right to repair your own equipment," is false and misleading marketing ploy. In their own words, they do not support the right to repair. They do not support third-party repair shops. I know it is 24 minutes long, a 24-minute long recording, but it has to be exposed. Yes, Tormach, the right to repair is board and component level repair, not just swapping expensive parts that you can only get from the manufacturer. Right to repair is also supporting third-party repair shops making available, not for free, but available, documentation and schematics to third-party repair shops or to the customer if they wish to repair their own equipment and not assume that they can't repair their own equipment.
What it really boils down to is a lot of things, and you alluded to this in your post, which is, we worked out a deal to fix this, and I don't think it was 75 cents. So you're cutting in drastically to the cost of what a customer might pay anyway. I think, ultimately, they still need a shorter-term solution than what you even posted on that blog. In many cases, it might be repairable instantly. In many cases, it won't be.
Well, like in one case on a version 1.5, a person came to me. They basically, you told them they needed a new board because the RJ45 connector was broke. Somehow they, really mangled the the Ethernet connector, which of course disables the machine because it can't talk. They're like $625. That was $1.25 for that part, and a half hour of labor. And it was
I understand that, but you have to also realize that a half an hour of your labor could still significantly reduce the benefit. And so I'm not disputing with you, but it's still shipping time, it's shipping costs. There's all kinds of things, right, that I don't necessarily want to muddy the water around here. We don't believe that, because I can only give you my opinion here, okay? And my opinion is it can be very complicated. You've alluded to that. I think you've put some great details on your blog about, you're waiting a month for this stuff to come in. Now, is that individual that you're working with compliant? Well, then great. I mean, awesome. He can wait a month for his machine to be down to get his board back or whatever. I think we want to offer a much faster, swifter solution, although it does come with some cost. Now, I would also argue that our costs are very reasonable in these machine tools to do the repairs.
Yeah, but the one on my blog is a board I personally bought for myself because it's a new, because I never work on anybody's equipment unless I know I can fix it. Unless I've messed with the board, I'm not gonna go into a board blind. On somebody's equipment unless it's already beyond repair.
I totally understand.
So that's why it's
I'm telling you that currently what's offered from Tormach is the repair part. And I understand your passion for it. I totally respect that. I think that if that's the direction that you want to take your business in or do a side business with it, we're more than happy to support your aspirations. But that's as far as it can go is currently, because we don't have anything better. And although you're requesting all kinds of things that are granular, in many cases they're just simply not going to be available right now. So although you can say that or wrap this into the 2%ers win here, like 2% of the people that could possibly do this repair should just simply be able to do it. I'm not arguing with any of the longer term aspirations that you have. I'm not. And I think Daniel Rogie, our president, would be very supportive of all those things too. But you got to understand that it's not. Some things are just before their time, and you would have never even acknowledged not already come out. So,
okay, and then
I think what you're doing is pressing on the lower level issues, right? Like now we, you know.
Well, then another issue in the past I had when I was building my lathe, I emailed for a PAR file for the CT control software, to be able to upload a file to my frequency drive. And you basically guys said you don't support blah blah blah. Well, then another person came in, their drive failed. We replaced it, and we never bothered to ask you guys for a file because he basically, when he called up, he basically said you can only sell him a new drive. So I ended up hooking up the CT soft to my drive and copying it over to his drive, to a retail drive. Okay.
And I'm not.
So we're not talking nothing proprietary and a config file for the settings of a frequency drive.
Yeah, I understand that.
And anybody with a computer and a $2 RS422 dongle can program these things.
If that's the problem, but you're again assuming things that most individuals don't have an interest in.
Okay, if a frequency drive fails, they don't want to pay $600 for your drive. They want to go. They found one for $250 on Drive's warehouse. They buy it. They call you up for a config file. Can they get the config file?
No, because we don't support Delta and we don't support other drives.
No. We're talking model for model drive.
Let me ask you this: if it doesn't work, are you calling me for support?
No.
Because I understand that you have some skill sets that 2% of America might actually have, or interest in it. Now, they can hire you. I'd be happy to recommend you if you really want that kind of business.
We're talking a basic upload. Connect and upload on a frequency drive, model for model.
Sharing your opinion.
Not a Delta, not a Chinese Chicom knockoff. A Unidrive. Emerson drive.
We don't support drives that we don't use and program at Tormach. So, opening up that, opening this up, because now what you want to do is open book on everything down to the most granular level. Look, you're entitled to your opinion. You can share that opinion with anyone and everyone. Okay, that's okay. I mean, whether or not, it's not my place, even as a technical support manager, to decide for the company, right? So you asking for things that are just currently not available has to be the answer. Pressing on the issue and saying it should be is your opinion, and you're entitled to that. It really is. It doesn't mean that because we announce something that we really truly believe in, that it has to be 100% what you believe in. I don't know.
Well, right to repair is right to repair. When it comes to fixing things, not just board swapping or.
And you will not have any other. I don't think you're going to have much more success with any other kind of machine tool manufacturer.
Oh yes, I have. Oh yes, I have, sir. Yes, I have. Even Louis Rossman made a short on it because I contacted Miller Welders because I had a plasma cutter and I needed a schematic.
Sure.
I got the schematic. Boom. They had a proprietary part number in there. I emailed them back. Said, hey, this is the Miller part number. It's not available. Do you have a DigiKey or a Mauser or whatever? And they gave me the Vichet number of their proprietary part number. They gave me the schematic. They gave me the Vichet number.
I don't know exactly what you want me to tell you. There's thousands.
So you can't say that I won't find any place that'll do that. Which
I'm not saying you won't find any place. I'm saying you'll find plenty of others that simply can't or won't give you that information.
Okay.
I mean, you have the right to repair any General Motors vehicle, but I really doubt they're going to give you what you want for the circuit boards that run that vehicle. So,
well, if your parameter files go out and if you want to swap your ECM and change your parameter files
why would you want to do that?
They're more than happy to sell you a subscription online if you have a Tech 2 to download, enter your VIN number, and download all your parameters. They have no problem doing that. I've done it.
And you know how to do that?
I know how to do that. I have a Tech 2 in my toolbox specifically for that because I needed to replace the ECU and body control module in my Hummer H2.
Well, if you're in business for it, I'm happy for you. I mean,
well, no, I'm not in business for that. That's just that was just I'm a general consumer on that. I don't repair vehicles.
Why not? You have the right to repair your vehicle.
Well, I repair when it breaks, and I can repair it if they let me.
Okay, so now we're talking the same language, right? Because not everyone can repair them. That's my only point here. Look.
Well, it don't matter. The people that can repair them should be able to have access to it.
But that's subjective. What you're talking about is a very subjective topic. It's
not really.
It's not your. Listen, it's not my place as a technician or as manager to determine whether or not that person wants or needs it, or if in fact they can do it. It really isn't. So, at this moment, there just isn't anything that I can give you that's going to help you other than tell you that our current right to repair model is we supply parts for you that are factory ready and we'll get your machine up and running to stop the loss that you may be incurring.
But shouldn't somebody be able to choose what technician they want to repair that item? Say if the control board comes out, do they have to buy one from Tormach, or can they choose somebody to go out and repair it? And is Tormach going to support the repair facility to be able to get the documents to repair that board?
If the repair facility has the capability to do it, I can tell you that we don't generally get any kind of requests. Now, that said, I don't know because we don't support what it's talking about.
So the answer is no. You will not support a repair facility by providing the documentation to repair your boards.
The answer is I don't know because it is very subjective and it's very specific. So talking about like opening it up to the world to program their VFDs and possibly maybe make a mistake or do something wrong.
Now it's a safety issue.
I'm sorry?
Now you're pulling the safety issue card.
It's not safety. It's liability. It's do you know it will? For a fact, it will work. Who's going to support that?
The person whoever's programming it.
Yeah. Okay, so are you going to pay us for that? Well, look, we don't charge for service. We don't charge you for the service. We don't charge for talking to you right now. It's absolutely free.
Right. So if a customer buys an exact drive, they call you up and say, "I want to program I need a parameter file for this drive I bought. It's an exact make and model, identical. Other than that, the serial number's different.
Sure.
And they want to program it. You won't give them that because you think you're going to have to support it."
Well, I can tell you from my experience, they will ask questions. You're asking questions right now, and I'm supporting you because of your inquiry on what we're doing. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. We're always going to talk to you. We're always going to try to be cordial. We're always going to try to help you. But there's limitations, and I'm not going to say to go on record to say that I know every permutation of every question that's ever going to be asked, or in fact, if I can deliver. So it's not my place to tell you just definitively, for your blog. And by the way, if you're recording this, I've never been notified that you're recording this. Okay, so if you're planning on using that,
I'm sorry. I'm in a single party state here, and we can record if we want with only one person knowing.
okay.
So,
Well, you've never notified any person that you've been recording.
I know.
So
Only one person needs to know, and I know.
I have no, Stephen, I have no beef with what you're trying to inquire about, okay? So for the record, you asking for this is perfectly, absolutely okay with me. It really is. What you have to accept is that in not every case am I going to have an answer for you, okay, that's acceptable to you. Listen, I apologize for that, but right now,
well, you're doing this you're doing this big marketing thing on Tormach supports the right to repair, but if you're not going to support it in its spirit,
no, hang on, because if you're recording this, they should hear this. This is your perception of what this means, right?
Well, you basically flat out just told me that if a repair shop wants to repair your boards, you're not going to provide them documentation.
You never have our company come out and said anything along the lines of that.
You just said, okay, if you will not give them parameter files for a VFD if a customer.
We'll use a VFD and you can have whoever you want to install it. Yes, that's correct.
So you won't give the parameter files to the customer if they want to take their own responsibility and program their own replacement VFD.
Not currently. That's above the scope of what most people will want to do and can do. Now, you're outlining a very distinct, very select group of people that might be able to do this. And so what you're really trying to press on is right to repair, in your opinion, is much more granular than what Tormach is advertising. And that is totally okay. That is absolutely okay. And you can fight for what you believe in, and I totally support that. But I got to tell you, right now, what our right to repair is you can have anybody put it in, including yourself. We will supply you the parts currently. Okay? For right now, this is what we support.
But the spirit of right to repair is if that $625 board, a part fails, or gets blown up because a customer's stupid mistake, and they want to buy that part on that board. Yeah. Okay, if they can't source it from, Mauser, DigiKey, whatever, and they have the ability to diagnose it, whatever, like the PIC on the old control boards. I was explaining to the tech, I had one have a shorted 5-volt rail, and I put the PIC in my Zeltec. The PIC was dead. Okay, I called a long time ago asking for a PIC. You guys said negative. That's like a CPU. Yeah. That is a chip on a board that is socketed. That is socketed that can be removed and replaced. Okay.
But you have to know that is the issue, sir. And what we're trying to tell you is we currently don't support what you're asking for.
You don't support independent technicians repairing your products.
Not at the board level, and if you feel like that is a right to repair, that's your opinion.
That is right to repair, sir. At the board level.
Well, again,
so we don't have to be reliant upon the manufacturer to get the part or to get the replacement, which that makes us and everybody have to go to Tormach to get a replacement board at $625 when it could be repaired for pennies or a couple bucks plus labor.
99% of the people out there are happy with it. So,
if I did a repair on a board and it has issues, I don't expect the customer to go to you, and I don't expect you to support that. That would be on me. Not you. But if they call,
either one of us is qualified to make that decision on behalf of anyone else except for us. If you believe that, that's great. I'm all for it. But if another customer says, no, I mean, who are we to say that they're wrong or they're right? I honestly don't believe that what your views are currently are shared with everyone in is.
I think in the right to repair community, my views are shared with everyone.
Well, fantastic.
We want to be able to. We want to be able to repair stuff that we own. We want to be able to have.
You can, but there's limitations.
We want documentations to be able to repair that stuff. Without the documentations, a lot of the stuff is not repairable.
That's right, and that's just how life is sometimes. I mean, if something horribly wrong with a casting, can you pour your own casting? Sometimes the right to repair just isn't possible. So, I'm not going to be the guy that is going to go on record to tell you that everything is possible. Like, I've done this a long time. I understand what you're asking for. I respect your request. It's not currently possible, and what you're trying to get me to say is like, everything should be possible.
I think you've said enough. So, I'm happy and I'm happy and I love my machines. Tormach couldn't meet the needs for me on my lathe, so I built my own. Love it. Okay. My CNC 1100, love it. So, but I think you've said enough. I think this is my own opinion. I think it's a marketing ploy to capitalize on right to repair, and you guys actually don't truly support it. So.
Well, I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. I mean,
thank you very much.
But I disagree.
Maybe something will happen in the future, and you guys will realize that right to repair is just more than supplying parts directly from the manufacturer for machine owners with a serial number, and not supporting repair technicians that want to be able to repair $600 boards, plus court charges.
Well, share your information publicly so they can get that done. Because you believe so heavily in it. But the bottom line is we currently, I can only tell you what we do now, and what we do now is what we have. And so, we have thousands of parts that would never even ever qualify for this conversation, and they would be still under the right to repair.
Well, okay. Well,
nobody's gonna build their own pneumatic valve. Okay, they're just not. You can, or other parts. I mean, they're just not practical.
Okay. Call Lead Shine and authorize them to sell Lead Shine drives with the IPC header to the public, or IDC header.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's a great suggestion. But look, it's you're pressing on this as if it should have already been active, or just because of the statement of that we support right to repair. I think you're maybe misunderstanding the depth of that, or you have some very strong opinions about that, and I respect that. Look, Stephen, I think you're a very talented individual, and you can do these things. Perhaps you should make a business out of it. I mean, that's all I'm saying. But right now, what I'm telling you is what we currently support, and we have thousands and thousands and thousands of products that we put into our machines that absolutely are just one-to-one repairs. You would never even consider trying to repair it. And so those are still under the title of right to repair. I think, trying to make it something that it's not, or deeper than it is, perfectly respectable on the request. Tormach has no problem with you coming here and asking for it. Yeah. I just can't guarantee you that everything you would ever ask for would just be publicly available, because one, broad statement of we allow people to install parts.
Okay, I don't think this conversation is going to go any further right now, so I'm going to let you go. Get back to doing what you need to do there. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Have a good day, sir.